Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in. And let's start off with this. So recently I included this video in one of my recent videos talking about XRP and the SEC case. Now, this was just from the 6th. In the last 2 days, and even in the last week alone, we have seen major updates around crypto and crypto regulations. In the US, we continue to see this argument point around crypto as if it is some, extreme risk to the economy that, if you touch crypto, well, goodbye to all your money, because they're like right on the other side of that screen. When you buy a crypto asset, guess what? There's a thief waiting for you to deposit money so that they could take it. That's the idea that, the SEC has basically printed for everyone to read. And what's crazy is that in today's society, we are seeing mainstream media supporting this narrative. CNBC, I should say Squawk Box, is a perfect example of this. Jim Cramer, which is it's just another clown in a suit, just like Gary Gensler, continues to tout nonsense around crypto and how, crypto is going to zero, this, that, whatever. And then all of a sudden, when things are pumping and we're at the top, mainstream media, there they are again, getting bullish, just to screw you and me. It happens over and over again. Now, like I said, in the last week or so, we have seen major updates around crypto regulation, not obviously in the US, because in the US, we are still dragging our feet. We are still allowing, the traditional financial players to, get ahead and prepare for what's coming. The Fed Now service, for an example, I think that's been a big focus point from the US to delay, just so that, the Fed could allow for Fed Now to launch. But outside of the US, we have seen Japan take the first steps to become more crypto friendly. Which if we actually look over here, we do see improved accounting practices and DAO-friendly legislations are just some of the proposed changes. We do see Japanese political faction signals potential thaw in crypto winter. So this was actually pretty big. So one, this comes after a few things around collapses within crypto, but we do see after crypto winter, Japan may be the first to welcome spring. As a country that has overcome many hardships in the cryptocurrency industry, we are in a position to persuade the world about the immeasurable potential of Web3. And we do see the paper notes that opportunities such as the G7 summit will enable Japan to take a leading role in driving global conversations around how digital assets are handled. In order to promote blockchain-related businesses in Japan, it is necessary to develop an environment that facilitates investment in tokens. Like, how crazy is this? Like, this is what the US should be doing. But instead, we are still protecting the big bankers. That's all it is about. Control, greed, power, like it's ridiculous, right? But we do see the Japanese Institute of Certified Public Accountants will hold a study session to share information and hold discussions among Web3 related companies and industry groups related to crypto assets with the participation of related ministries and agencies as observers. And we do see Japan is also seeing a greater number of decentralized autonomous organizations, aka DAOs, pop up in the country. But as there are no legal entities that can ensure the limited liability of DAO members, there is a growing need to provide clarity around how DAOs can or should be structured in the country. So very interesting. And we do see it should be noted that the enactment of LLC-type DAO legislation is intended to increase options for establishing DAOs and does not deny the establishment and activities of DAOs in other forms of law. So it seems like Japan wants to be ahead of the curve. They want to become a crypto hub, just like, again, we recently seen Hong Kong want to do this, the UAE, the UK. I mean, it's been a big narrative, and it's been something that's been spreading pretty quickly. Just in, Thailand opposition leader promises $300 crypto airdrop per citizen if elected prime minister in May. This is crazy. So yesterday, we just reported on Crypto Airy. She posted a thing talking about these politicians and how their crypto debates and their discussions around crypto could actually be a huge influence on if they do get elected or not. I believe that crypto is going to play a vital role in a lot of the decisions going forward on in time. But what's crazy about this is just how pro-crypto a lot of these nations are. Like, where's the US at this point? Because I don't see the US saying, hey, let's do crypto airdrops. Let's do this, let's do that. No. we still see crypto as a big threat. We see it as a, target point, if you will. I mean, it really is crazy how fast crypto is moving outside of the US, considering, how the US has been for the longest time, in quotation marks, a technological leader around innovation. And also over here from CoinDesk, Dubai is the crypto capital of the world. Crypto lawyer says regulations are being passed. What you don't want is what is happening in the US, she adds. Listen closely to this video.
Why would I call Dubai a crypto capital of the world? Again, I'm slightly biased, but there are multiple reasons. First of all, English is the speaking and working language of the entire UAE. Japan, unfortunately, is a little bit difficult for non-Japanese founders and for non-Japanese companies. The connectivity, we're right in the center of the world, literally. Here's India with their billion users. There's China with their multi-billion of users. Africa and Europe, we're right in the middle of it. We've got amazing infrastructure, be it internet, be it roads, be it places where you live. And I can't think of a better place to live and work. The VC funds are moving into Dubai at a speed I've never seen in my life. We're setting up VC funds, fund managers, at a quite sort of astonishing rate. And this is where entrepreneurs want to be, right? If you've got amazing infrastructure, you've got amazing opportunities, the whole ecosystem is there, the VCs are there, regulations are being passed because you want regulatory certainty. What you don't want is what is happening in the US, regulation by enforcement. This is what you don't want as a lawyer, and this is what you don't want as an entrepreneur. So we've got the regulations. Why wouldn't you want to be there?
And yeah, this is the truth. Like, the regulatory environment in the US around crypto is basically come in and register with us so that we could target you right after. That's all it is. It's a way for them to gain evidence, and it's pretty much their ammunition to go after you. Outside of the US, like Dubai, like she says, yeah, Dubai is basically a crypto hub right now. A lot of individuals that I know actually live in Dubai and, even travel there and stay there for so long because they see it as a huge opportunity from a tech standpoint, but also from a crypto standpoint as well, because it's so pro-crypto. Within the US, you almost have to be concerned to even be a holder of crypto because of how, they are targeting crypto and how they're talking about crypto. And one thing that has always concerned me is the US narrative and how it could possibly spread. Because there is nations that will follow the US if need be. Which is always a concern to me. I don't like the idea of that, but I think that if enough nations come together and say, okay, well, listen, crypto has incredible opportunities. We need to adopt crypto. We cannot afford to lose this fight, especially from a tech standpoint, but also from, the efficiency standpoint. Then I do think that it does not matter what the US does. It does not matter what the US thinks. They will either one, fall behind, or two, they will just have to adopt. Because if they don't adopt, well, guess what? They will lose their position. Like we've already been talking about. I think that they are losing their position as a reserve currency right now. But also, we do see from Ripple, countries across the Asia-Pacific region are providing clear regulatory guidance for the crypto industry. Here from APAC Ripple Policy Director, Rahul Advani, I hope that I'm saying that name right, on who is making strides to support crypto innovation. Listen close to this.
I need 30 minutes to answer my questions. Not easy at all. Hi, my name is Rahul Advani, and this is Crypto in 1 minute. So what examples of regulatory clarity do we see? I think if you look at the Asia-Pacific region, there's a few jurisdictions that have provided us with that regulatory clarity. So here in Singapore, there's a very clear taxonomy for digital assets, as well as a clear risk-sensitive regulatory framework. Japan is another example of a jurisdiction that has given us that regulatory clarity and has a clear licensing and regulatory framework in place. At the same time, there are other jurisdictions in the region that are looking to provide that regulatory clarity. Australia is one example that is undergoing a consultation process right now, and we hope to see a clear regulatory framework in the coming year. Korea has also provided some regulatory clarity for security tokens, and we're now looking at clarity for the other digital assets over the course of this year, as well as New Zealand, which has just started a consultation process to provide that regulatory clarity for crypto.
So yeah, I do think that this year a lot of things are going to change drastically. I mean, one thing that I've always mentioned is the cost associated with what the SEC has done. As an XRP holder myself and a long-term supporter of what Ripple is doing, and even just a long-term supporter of the XRP ecosystem, I gotta say, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm extremely frustrated. I mean, if you take a step back and you look at what we've lost, right? Not only from price suppression, but also from innovation. Like, there's been a lot of adoption that we've missed out on. Johnny Deaton basically quoted this just today alone, and he did say, when people talk about the negative impact of the SEC's case against Ripple and XRP, here's an example. TapJets and thousands of other vendors accept XRP, but some major companies will not touch it due to the lawsuit. And here you guys have from Ralph Lauren basically accepting Bitcoin, Shiba, Ethereum. There is a lot of companies out there. When you actually look at things happening around the world, there's been a lot of mainstream companies accepting cryptocurrencies. And I think that XRP is always going to be that currency that would 100% undoubtedly be accepted if we didn't have this regulatory uncertainty around it, this narrative around it that if you even touch it, you might be targeted. In my opinion, we are missing out on so much. Now, yeah, is this going to provide a ton of value to these tokens? Not necessarily, but guess what? You have enough of these vendors accepting crypto, and guess what? You could start to see a lot of volume pour in, and you could also see a lot of value pour in. And I think that that's what XRP is missing right now, is a lot of value and volume. Right now, we still are in the top 10. We still have a lot of volume tied to it. But just imagine, getting, like, we'll put it like this, right? You have retail, you have institutions, you have vendors, you have commercials, businesses, all this. Like, imagine all of it all at once, like the amount of volume and value that will be tied to XRP. This could easily change the value and the price of XRP pretty quickly when you have a lot of liquidity pouring in. But again, we're missing out on a lot of opportunity here because of the SEC. And not only that, but the SEC's actions have caused us $15 billion in damages. And this was from 2 years ago. Today, this could be a lot more. We don't know what the full value is, but when you actually look at this response from March 4th, 2021 from Stuart Alderoty, I think that this speaks volumes even today. We do see today, Ripple filed our answer to the SEC's amended complaint. Notably, with full transparency to the SEC, XRP was listed on 200 plus exchanges. Billions of dollars in XRP were bought/sold monthly. Many market makers had daily XRP transactions, and third-party products not developed by Ripple used XRP. When we look down here, the blockchain firm argued that in bringing a case that alleges an unregistered securities offering of just over $1.3 billion from several years ago, the SEC had already caused more than approximately $15 billion in damages to those it purports to protect. Again, when we look at this and when you take a look at the actions from the SEC just recently, I mean, I'm talking about just this year alone. Look at all the exchanges that they targeted. Look at the services that they targeted. They don't care about protecting us. They want to cost us as much money as possible. I think staking as a service being targeted was one of the biggest things that I talked about on this channel, because again, it puts it into perspective on what the SEC is trying to gain out of this. They don't care about protecting you or me. They don't care about, what's actually happening within crypto. They care about you getting the upper hand over the banks, right? DeFi as a whole is getting targeted. Like, we have a big deal here within the US to really kind of look at. And I think that deal is the fact that, one, the SEC is just trying to protect those that are filling their pockets, which is the bankers, the big banks. And those big banks and those big bankers are concerned. They're worried. They're fearful of what's coming. And what's coming is, well, crypto eating their lunch. And I do believe that this is going to be a future. When you have someone like Rosie Rios saying blockchain is here to stay, who is the former treasurer of the US and now is a Ripple board member, talking about this and why businesses and governments should be working together for future growth in crypto innovation, it really puts it into perspective on just how large of a role crypto will play in the future of finance and the monetary system. And I just want to end this video off with this video of Rosie Rios describing just where we are headed around crypto.
I'm Rosie Rios, former Treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple. What I like to talk about is really kind of this intersection between government and innovation. certainly coming from the Bay Area, born and raised in Silicon Valley, I've seen a lot of change over time. And what I love is the conversation is really starting to happen in a constructive way where I think we as a region, we as a country, and perhaps we as a globe could really think about the future of fintech and who the stakeholders are and how we can make this effective for everyone. So when you think about growth, it's not just kind of GDP growth, which of course is a big part of the economy, but it's also where new growth comes from. And that usually comes from, certainly lately, in technology and innovation. So I think the benefit of why business and government should be working together is, again, providing that level of certainty for further expansion, further growth, and certainly more jobs for the economy. So blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And so it's not just how to facilitate commerce. There are other applications, whether it's NFTs, whether it's, selling real estate, whether it's, any type of financial ledger that can be recorded for posterity's sake. This is here to stay. And it's important and incumbent upon the government at every level, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, to really give some thought as to how those applications are going to benefit them and benefit everyone. But I think what's most important is, what are those guardrails? What are those tracks that we can lay down in order to move forward in a way that really blazes the trail for future growth and future opportunities that we don't even know are there yet?
And again, it really is a big deal to listen to individuals like Rosie Rios talking about crypto and the future of it, because I think, at this point in time, when you look at the events that have happened in the history of crypto, from the inception of Bitcoin to where we are now, you could see just how fast this space is growing. You could see how fast it's moving. You could see the technological advancements of it. And you could also see it become, from the infancy of it to now, a huge part of everyday life. But also, it is in the mouths of every single government entity. It is only going to grow from here on out. A lot of people question, will crypto be around in the next 5-10 years? And the answer is yes. In fact, I strongly believe that crypto will become the core infrastructure that everything is built upon. The monetary system, the stock exchanges. You're going to see real estate being tokenized on blockchains. I mean, things are going to change rapidly. And yes, there's a huge obstacle here. It is regulatory uncertainty. But I believe that we are about to see major changes happen around the regulatory environment within crypto. And I think everyone, when I say everyone within the XRP community, cannot wait. That's why we are seeing these dates get thrown around, around anywhere between March 6th and March 6th and May 6th, is where we could possibly see summary judgment. Now, I don't care about dates. I just want to get this case behind us. And I think everyone in the XRP community believes that same exact thing. They just don't care about dates. Yeah, sure, it's great to throw dates around and say, hey, I think that's going to be done. No, I just don't care to, right? I just want to get this put behind us because, again, this is what's, being the big breaker point for us. It's been the thing that has slowed XRP down since day one. It's been the thing that has slowed Ripple down within the US since day one, because remember, outside of the US, they continue to grow rapidly. So, I think we really want this case to be just fully finished. We've been reporting on this case for well over 2 years now. I'm sure everyone is just tired of hearing about this SEC case, but we just cannot keep our eyes off of it because it is a huge deal. And it's one of the biggest events around crypto right now, in my opinion, that we are just waiting for some sort of update. And I just cannot wait. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.